fix that in post. Let's see. What was that? Around 9 minutes. Okay, we got a lot of problems tonight. It's gonna be a late night here at Sorgatron Central.
Okay, yeah. I
So,
see you back in
so,
Facebook,
so we have an update on the Danny Limelight situation. So what is he? So what you looked up his name?
I couldn't find him. Matt.
Oh, you couldn't find him. Matt, who'd you find?
Do you want to know Danny Limelight's shoot name?
Sure.
Daniel L. Rivera.
That is gonna come up way too many people. When dude, there's way too many of those in
the IMDb.
In the IMDb, I'm gonna.
All right, I'm in here. I'm in here right now.
Stunt.
Okay, that's a short.
Stunt.
He is in a. Okay, that's a short. That's a short. Movie. Trying to find a movie.
I'm telling you,
Once Upon a Time in Britain. What is this one? This doesn't look like that's not gonna...
Once Upon a Time in Britain.
I'm not
okay.
Sure. Who else was in this one?
Anyways, either way, we don't need to...
Oh, I know. That's the VR movie that they're doing with Will Ospreay's in that one, too. I'll get back to you on that one. That's another conversation for another day.
Oh, no.
Apparently, John Morrison is rumored to be in something called The Chronicles of Rick Roll. He's rumored. I don't know what that is, but I want to watch it. All right, so let's give the people what they want.
Okay. Lego update.
Tina suggested that we talk about one of two things. One would be El Jefe. El motherfucking Jefe. Dario motherfucking Cueto showing up on MLW. I gave my word that I would watch the episode of MLW when he showed up. I haven't had a chance to yet. It was a busy weekend. I have seen the segment. God damn, I missed that man in professional wrestling.
So good.
God damn it, I missed that man.
He slipped right back into it. Just back into
seamless.
Yeah.
Absolutely seamless. And does this mean we have to go to Philly?
The MLW's first show in front of live fans is going to be at the old ECW arena in Philly coming up in July or is it June? And he has you heard the conversation. He was like, "Oh yes, I'll see you in Philadelphia." Click, leave you hanging there. God. I would assume that he's showing up. They said they've got him locked in. Court Bauer says they've got him locked in. Like
as much as I would love to see that,
July 10th. Thank you, Tina.
I feel like it's a little too soon for something like that in the ECW arena.
Yeah. Like, what's your capacity going to be at that point? Hey, we have no restrictions here in this state as of the end of the month. So whatever that means. And I know there's other factors in that too. And again, if you do not feel safe, I will say this again, if you do not feel safe in the wrestling show situation, even at the end of the month here in Pennsylvania when we're supposed to be lifting pretty much all of our capacity restrictions, it sounds like everything except for mask mandates. If you do not feel safe, even with this, that is on you. That's fine. And that's fine.
Yeah.
I just want to say that when we're talking about all this, there's going to be a lot of live show news coming up here. AEW just announced the tour. So, I mean, it's happening, and, barring things going sideways again, it's happening. So
we have reached the stage in the game where everyone's just going to do it. AEW announced, some Dynamites coming up in July in Miami and Texas. So we've reached the stage in this process where, people are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to put on their shows. They're going to put on their sporting events. And it is going to be up to us and you to make your own informed, just responsible decisions about what you're going to do.
Here's the informed decision. Get fucking vaccinated. I'm sorry.
And to be fair, and I will say a statement on that. To be fair, some people have a legitimate reason not to get vaccinated. So
unless your doctor recommends that you don't receive the vaccine, get one of these. This is the hottest ticket in town. Hottest ticket in town.
Right. So there's that. And yes, please go to
Yes,
your
unless
doctor.
your doctor
Please go to your doctor if you have questions on something like
Yes,
that.
Absolutely.
So
Trust the science, though. Don't just do it because you're scared.
yes,
The science is fine. I am a scientist.
yes. We need to not get into this, but I want to ask you about mRNA. But anyways, so there was an interesting mRNA. Anyways, back to it. Anyway, so these are happening. So
Tina just booked Junior's appointment. Thank you, Tina,
Fantastic.
and happy belated Mother's Day, Tina.
well, that just opened up for a lot of
Yes.
younger kids. So
I saw that.
yeah.
Brilliant.
So I will be venturing out. So I'm still outdoor wrestling show actually. So
It's crazy because I'm vaxxed too now. I just finished up.
Excellent.
And but my mindset is still, I still have an unvaxxed mindset. So
Yes.
so I don't know how long that's gonna stay around.
don't
But I'm
start
like, I could
don't start
probably
licking
go
the
to this
wrestling ring, but come on, you can maybe go to a wrestling show now.
I
You
went
should
out
be-
to a
you should be
restaurant.
okay.
I went out to a restaurant that was outdoor seating, and there was a lot of people around, and I was like, okay, this is fine. We fed the ducks. It was lovely. Indoor, not too sure yet. But outdoor, sure, fine.
I don't know what the indoor outdoor situation is, but I was invited to a social situation at a restaurant this Friday before the wrestling show. So we're going to see how that goes. Something that's not Sheetz. I'll make that clarified. So
Classy.
Carriage in.
I don't know, but there's a wine list, and I'm like, I'm not
Whoa.
drinking, but okay.
There's a wine list at the Sheetz too, Sorg.
Yes, there is a wine list at the Sheetz. Yeah.
That's
Is there a
fair.
wine list on a
And-
Wawa?
and-
I don't think
And by
so.
the way, yeah, exactly, Sorg. That's why Sheetz will always be greater than Wawa.
I can't imagine Wawa not getting liquor license. To be honest, it's thrown out, especially to compete with Sheetz.
Sorg, before we get into blood and guts,
Mm-hmm. Oh, are we doing that here?
yeah, we can a little bit.
Tina wants to hear our thoughts
Yeah.
about it.
Lego update.
Okay. No,
Yes.
that's a perfect palate cleanser
astronomy
for
tower.
blood and guts.
Yes. Well, no, because it is actually because Sorg, the astronomy tower was where an elder statesman of Hogwarts fell from a great height and had a pretty rough landing.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of pushing elderly people off the top of things, let's talk about blood and guts.
What a transition, Mike! Holy
Thank
shit!
you.
Holy shit, Mike!
I mean, let's be real. Chris Jericho is the Dumbledore of AEW,
Oh no.
and MJF is the Severus Snape.
Forgive me, I'm rearranging my studio as we broadcast.
Just
By the way,
trusting that
spoilers.
reference is coherent and
Spoilers
accurate.
for Half-Blood Prince, a book that came out about 10 years ago. Fucking read a book, people.
Sold out the planet.
There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. There you go.
Yeah.
Is that the Lego update? Is that it?
That was the Lego update.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a War Games, and AEW delivered on what they like to do and are willing to do, which is big stunts and blood. So again, if you don't like blood in your wrestling, AEW is not your thing. But they are definitely of that mentality.
No, see the thing, because I know that's aimed at me. If it's something like
Oh no!
Okay.
That's not just you. 'Cause
Okay.
that was a lot of blood. Like
That was
like,
a lot.
Like,
but like,
and
but in something like War Games, I expect it.
right, and we
I
don't,
expect it.
and we haven't gotten it. Like, because WWE doesn't do it for the most part. All right,
No.
like I don't think we had it in
They
any
have
of the
done
ones.
jack shit like this
No.
especially since the pandemic.
No, and these guys were going to you can tell that these guys got together and says we want to do War Games. Well, we want to do War Games like we remember it. And when you think about War Games, when you watch any of the War Games from like early 90s, late 80s, like I think all of them were bloodbaths, weren't they? Like
Yeah, pretty much.
like you had Abdullah Butcher there in there one year with like a fork and everything. That's I think that's just how they rolled, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're harkening back to that and saying, hey, this is what we're gonna do. This is this, and to be honest, partially good on them for doing something different. And they're not. It's not like you can see blood on AEW every week, right? Maybe once a month at this
every
point.
month or so.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
I'd say at least once a month, maybe twice a month.
I mean,
I'd say once
if Cody's there, it's happening.
God.
So,
Mhm.
but every 2 or 3 weeks. Every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, geez,
At least there were no unprotected chair shots to the head.
I know guys that they'll bleed in front of 100 fans, on the indies. Like, it's just this mentality, right?
Mhm.
So there's that, and that's the side they're on for that. Okay, so, and we can debate blood and whatever, but just that is where we're at. Where did I put it? Did I put War Games? Somebody put the War Games in the middle somewhere in comparison of the women's War Games and the men's War Games.
Oh, I said the women's War Games was better than Blood and Guts.
Absolutely. This latest
I
one.
stand by that.
I would not say the first one was. Because
no, because the first one was a completely different animal in and of itself. That was a 4-on-2 match inside a double cage. I'm talking this past women's War Games. This past women's War Games was fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I want to preface by saying that I enjoyed Blood and Guts.
Okay.
I enjoyed Blood and Guts. However, I had some issues.
I think we can all agree on one issue.
Well, yeah, I think they need to work on their camera angles.
Yes. So I don't want to belabor that too bad because I feel like everybody has them last week.
There was a secondary camera angle that I saw after the fact. That was a wide shot.
Yes.
Looked fucking great.
Yes.
It looked awesome.
And I don't feel like I have room to tear apart the production of an AEW show, but it just feels like there could have been different choices.
Mm-hmm.
And again, don't know what it's like to produce a show on that level on live television prime time. No idea. No idea.
But
I've done a football field in Chicago on Fight TV. That's all I've done Impact Wrestling Twitch. That's the level I'm at, okay? This shit that we were on here produced those shows. Okay, and you saw the problems I just had.
It's not like this was an impromptu spot. Too.
No.
They knew it was coming. They specifically had a camera set up in the Mick Foley crash position.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't end up looking good.
No.
It just didn't end up looking good.
You can plan everything you want, but you don't know until you do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're not
didn't end up looking good.
Jericho didn't have a test run. This is the thing you do once.
Yeah. I think there were also a couple other things that kind of hindered the match a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The submission or surrender, I get it. It's very old school War Games.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's a point in the match where one team is literally on the ground, beaten, battered, and bloodied, and the other team is standing tall, that to me seems like the end of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that to me, like, it wasn't like, because there was a point where the Pinnacle was just taken out completely.
Yeah.
There was a point, and that shouldn't happen in that kind of match. Like, there should always be, like, maybe half up, half down, or something like that before you get to the finish. I also thought the commercials killed any momentum they had.
Yeah, I hated the commercials.
I hated the commercials.
There's a lot happening during commercials that I felt took away.
Yeah, like, and this isn't just an AEW problem.
No.
NXT had the same issue with their with the Falls Count Anywhere match between Leon Ruff and Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
They had the same issue. The women's street fight was a little bit better mapped out, I think, in terms of commercial breaks. I don't remember too many like big high point things, because the thing is, like, when NXT does commercial breaks, I'm pretty sure I have this right. When NXT does picture-in-picture commercial breaks, it runs through the whole commercial segment.
Right.
AEW does not do that.
I noticed that. Sometimes they do, but they weren't for this. Like, they haven't been doing it lately, it seems.
Yeah, and like I'm watching in the commercial, I'm trying to see what's in the, restaurant quality picture-in-picture. And then it goes through full-screen commercials, and when we come back, the ring is destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's something you need to have someone saying, "Hey, wait till we come back from commercial to do this."
Yeah.
Like that needs to be communicated to your wrestlers.
Or is it setting it up?
I understand you have a live crowd too.
Yeah,
but,
or is it setting it up for something that was supposed to look bigger when it came back? Like you don't know. Again, the philosophy versus doing things that definitely you can't repeat, right? And how they're going to look. It's not like they're doing and we come back with a suplex because we know that looks cool. This is first time kind of thing. A lot of traffic copying going on there. So related, I mean, one thing you could do, Mike, and I just want to mention. Well, no, it's not being offered in our territory, but there is an AEW Plus that does give you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Well, you're not.
No.
Well, you're not because you're in America, so you can't even do this anyways. But I'm just saying, like there is an option to watch it without the commercials, so you would get the straight throughs. On something like that, but But again, this is their international.
It should have been a pay-per-view. That's what I'm saying. It should have been.
Yeah, but then the Falls Count Anywhere should have been on a pay-per-view then. I mean,
not necessarily.
I mean, you can
Not
say that with a lot of things.
necessarily.
You can say New Year's Evil should have been a pay-per-view, right? And that takes away from some of the level of some.
Yeah,
of those
but New Year's
matches.
Evil ran partially commercial free.
That is true. That is true.
To that point, Blood and Guts was always going to be a match that happened on Dynamite.
It was
From the very
I know.
From the very first concept of it.
Which
I know.
which is a wild decision to begin with, right?
Well, I mean, if that's where they want to prioritize, and that's their decision to make. They also switched their world title on Dynamite too. So,
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
the decision. That's the decision that they're making.
And they have a pay-per-view at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but WCW ran Hogan versus Goldberg on Nitro.
This
when
is
they
true.
Definitely should have done it on pay-per-view.
This is true.
I mean,
This is true.
hindsight is 20/20 on this.
Bobby Lashley won the WWE belt.
Yep, that should have been on
Raw.
pay-per-view as well.
Well, you had to do what you had to do, I guess. But I don't know why that wasn't at Fastlane.
I mean, there's definitely a reason that you would want to do it at this time of the year too. May is a critical ratings period for television, more so than other times of the year. Sounds crazy. And
Yeah,
crazy,
There's the TV
ratings
guy. There's
world
the
that we live
TV
in.
guy dropping the knowledge over here.
Yes, this is why there appear to be many big things happening this month on both of the wrestling shows.
Mm-hmm.
So,
By the way,
because this is a critical 4-week period right now.
By the way, that women's tag team street fight on NXT was fucking bonkers.
Yeah, it was.
It was fan-flippin-tastic.
Yep.
It was really, really well done.
Yep.
And finally, Candice LeRae has a fucking championship.
Overdue.
Took her long enough. Jesus.
Who was talking about the fact that how Johnny and Candice talk about Austin and Indy like their kids?
Oh yeah,
They are their kids.
That's basically what they're doing.
Yeah, that's literally what they're doing.
Johnny and Candice have convinced themselves that Austin and Indy are their children,
Mm-hmm.
and they treat them as such.
And Austin is the kid who, is a little special. He's a little special.
Mm-hmm.
They're and Indy and Austin are behaving like teenagers.
Children. They trick their own
like
children.
They're behaving like teenagers whose brains are not yet fully developed.
Yeah.
So this is what's happening.
I gotta say, the scene where Candice and Indy are getting ready in the locker room, and Candice is hiding the roses from Loomis and closing the blinds when he's standing there. I don't know who is writing the Ways segments. Can we draft them to Raw?
Oh, no, it's Johnny. No, it's Johnny.
I know.
It's Johnny
Can
and Candice.
Johnny write Raw?
No, we'll just get eaten alive in that writing room, unfortunately.
No, I mean just him alone.
Yeah.
No one else.
Yeah.
Just put him alone.
And that's what I'm more. I like because all those segments are like them. It's all them, right?
Yeah.
That's
They're
that's been more or less confirmed to me.
It's
that's
why their last name is wrestling.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh my! I mean, that has always been. I mean, Gargano's just always been good at that.
I know. I sang Captain Planet with him. I know how good he is.
Yeah. Oh man, we need to dig that episode up again.
That wasn't an episode. That was just after a show.
Oh, did I record it?
No.
Oh no.
That was
so.
spontaneous.
Lost to the World is Mad Mike and Johnny Gargano singing Captain Planet.
It was me, Gargano, and DJ Z.
I know. And DJ Z?
Yes.
What was DJ Z there?
Shima was there as well. It was a Carriage In show.
Oh, at the thing. Oh,
it was at,
oh.
because it was like I think it was my first IWC show, and I was sitting with you guys. I heard them singing the Captain Planet theme song. So of course, because I'm an asshole, I chime in, "You'll pay for this, Captain Planet," and their entire table just silenced.
I missed that.
Came over and they're like, "Who's this guy?" And then we all finished the song.
I miss. That's one thing I do miss is those carriage ins, or the wrestling show, like post wrestling show. Everybody goes to a thing and intermingles thing like that. Those are always like some of the greatest memories. Including like half of NXT basically killing Doc Remedy. So
yep.
Most of those guys got signed. You think about it.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about that list.
Mm-hmm.
Like McChesney might be the only one that chopped them that night that didn't get signed, because you had Rowe, you had Sterling,
and honestly,
Corey, you had DJ Z.
The year's young,
and the only one that didn't was Jay Lethal, because he was standing by me. So
but Jay Lethal got signed everywhere else.
Everybody except well, he was working at TNA at the time, I think. So, yeah. So. Yeah, I talked to him about that like a couple years ago, right?
No.
Yeah, I was Matt. I think we were doing something at Ring of Honor when they were in town, right? That last time, and when we interviewed Nick Lendl, and I'm standing over on that like behind the camera kind of thing, and he's over there and just like walks out. I was watching the match. I'm like, "Hey man, do you remember this one time when a bunch of dudes from the roster like chopped the shit out of that one guy because it was his birthday?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, that was pretty wild." He's just like, he bullshit for a little bit, But yeah. So making memories, man, making memories.
Speaking of making memories, should we talk about Raw?
All right,
you know what?
I'll give you jumping off point right here. All right, I tried this out tonight. That's a new mental technique for watching Raw. It kind of worked for me. Like most brain adjustments when watching Raw, it will probably only last for a couple weeks, but maybe it can help all of you get through it too. When you're watching Raw, convince yourself Randy Orton is the only babyface on the show. Go from there.
Wow.
I mean, it helped me. I mean, I was like, hell yeah! Let's go.
Randy's the only baby. Or Randy is Neo and he's in a simulation called Monday Night Raw.
He is in a wrestling. He's trapped in an old WWE video game. And there's no escape.
But all right, so I figured out something about Raw. And it has to do with Batman. Okay? Matt, Sorg, you guys are both familiar with the Tim Burton original Batman movie with Pittsburgh's own Michael Keaton, right?
Am I?
Matt, familiar?
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
This town needs an enema.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So when you watch that movie, Gotham City looks like it's populated by about 35 people.
Yes, it does. Man, this looks like a soundstage with 35 people. Really weird. And I don't know what year it is.
That is Raw. They only have but so many people.
Yeah.
And they've run out of combinations that they're willing to put on television.
I saw Drew and Bobby in the main event, and I'm like, really? Like really?
Like when I saw Jinder Mahal show up, I'm like, hey, look, it's everybody's favorite mayor, Harvey Dent.
It's to the point where like anyone who shows up is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like last week, Mansoor shows up. Eva Marie is getting teased. You're like, whoa, hey, here we go. And now Jinder Mahal's on my TV. I'm like, yes. What's Jinder gonna do? You're excited to see anybody, any fresh face.
And Alexa Bliss has emerged from her cocoon to show up on the stage, which lovely.
What do you think the feeling is when you show up to work? You drove. Where is Raw now? Where's the Thunderdome?
They're in the Thunderdomes.
No. Where is the Thunderdome?
They're in the Thunderdome.
They're at the Yingling Center. At UCF, I think.
Where's UCF? Is that Orlando?
Believe
Tampa?
that's the University of Central Florida.
So that's Orlando. Okay.
Or is that the
Probably.
University of South Florida? I always get them mixed up.
It doesn't matter.
Either
They are not in
way.
South Florida.
Either
It's
way,
somewhere
England,
Palookaville, Florida.
You drove it because I was thought about this because they were in Tampa and they were in Orlando. No matter what, somebody needed to drive, right? At the very least. And there's some people that still fly in from wherever, right? Like Jeff Hardy's not living in Orlando. They're still living in Carolina, right?
Mhm.
So you drove 2 to 3 hours to work for your one job every week, and you get told you're going to walk out on stage and do a thing. And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep. Basically.
Let me tell you something. Alexa, you want to refer to her by her shoot name? It's probably more appropriate. She does not give a crap right now. Check her Twitter. She ain't tweeting crap. Nothing about anything other than going to Disney with what's his name. There's not a sniff of anything Raw related on her timeline. It's amazing. You don't care.
There is slightly on her Instagram.
Okay.
Okay.
Slightly. Oh no, I'm looking. She retweeted someone Drew Lily,
Well,
is adorable and yet oddly terrifying.
yes, homemade lilies are popping up for the children's sword.
Oh, my.
for the kids.
But I
Oh,
mean,
my.
yeah, come on, how can you resist that? I mean, the children have to
I mean,
encourage
yeah.
the children. But other than that, she doesn't care. She's showing up, does
Yeah.
her thing. He is checked out.
But yeah, like I hope we're getting a superstar shakeup soon.
I don't care.
I don't think we
If
are.
they told me next week you're doing a superstar shakeup, I'll give you I hated it last time they did it. I hated
know.
it. I hated it.
There's only so
I'm
many.
I've been done with that for the last 5 years. Okay, it just God, I sound like all these
What
wrestlers.
I would like,
Oh,
what would be
jeez.
cool, is if we have Sonya Deville running SmackDown and Adam Pearce running Raw. And we have a proper draft.
Listen, I just hit.
I mean, if they shake it up, who's coming over to Raw?
yeah,
Like,
do you-
who's coming to Raw?
who do you-
Like, they'll send Ziggler and Rude over to Raw.
Yeah. Ooh.
They'll just
the
like,
Street Profits will come back.
I don't, yeah, probably
No,
not.
Street
Gable
Profits
and
are-
Otis. Gable and Otis
They'll
will
swap.
come over
They'll
to
swap
Raw.
the Street
Well, no,
Profits
or
and
you can
New Day
send
because that's
Otis-
what they do.
Or you can send Otis to Raw to feud with Tucker.
Okay. No, he's gone.
Oh, no,
Tucker's
gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Wow.
show the roster configurations are not the problem.
I guess they already had the shakeup, didn't they?
Mhm.
No, it was the Taylor Swift sponsored WWE Superstar Shake It Off.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Hey, this seems like a good opening, Sorg, to discuss a couple guys who we never see on Raw anymore, but are apparently on main event
Yes.
every week now.
Well, to that point, that match with Jeff Hardy and Jinder I saw was on last week's main event as well,
That's true.
with those guys debuting alongside him. The team that Marcus Bivens was managing for a minute.
Malcolm.
Well,
Bivens.
not
Malcolm
exactly.
Bivens.
They have
Sorg Malcolm Bivens.
What
They
did I
have
say?
swapped
Some
out
respect
one of
on
those.
the
dudes.
name.
What did I say?
They have swapped out
Said
one of the
Marcus.
dudes, and
Yeah, that's
now-
not Rinku and Sarov.
Oh,
That's,
really?
no, it is Rinku and it's Rinku under a different name, and it's
And Shammy.
Shanky.
Shanky. I'm gonna call him Shammy
You know,
Anyway.
they talk about how
because Shanky seems a little too prisony for me.
Mustafa Ali is not marketable, but Shanky's going to do it. And T-Bar.
By the way, T-Bar and Mace, not on Raw.
No! How about that?
Completely gone.
Forget about them.
Give me a Dijak.
Give me a Dijak and put Dio Madden back on commentary because he was fine.
Yeah, he was.
He was fine.
He was great. Get the Hurt Business back together. Makes me cry when they see them feuding. Yeah. Did Bobby
Anyway.
did Bobby Lashley have 2 matches tonight?
No.
Just one.
Who does Cedric
No.
have?
Asuka had 2 matches tonight.
Who does Cedric have?
Cedric.
Shelton.
Shelton and Cedric.
That was Shelton and Cedric? Okay, I just looked at it quickly and I thought he was fighting Bobby. And then Asuka had 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Shayna Baszler's leg was possessed tonight.
What?
I think
Wait,
that's
what?
happened. Something possessed Shayna's leg, and I think it was Eva Marie. That's my theory. Working lore right now.
Wait. Eva Marie has leg possession powers?
Well, you were telling me about these different colored witches a couple weeks ago, and so I'm thinking if
What?
she changed her hair color, maybe she could be
Oh,
one of the
jeez.
witches. And then after she renders Shayna Baszler's body parts inert, she can feud with Alexa Bliss, and we can get the dream match we're all looking forward to. SummerSlam, Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss and Lily in a Firefly Funhouse match. Bray Wyatt still in witness protection.
Yes.
Never to be seen again.
Bray
Yes.
Wyatt is never coming back.
Never coming back.
No.
Gone
All right,
forever.
coming
all
back.
right. Let's
That
roll
was
back. Let's roll back to the main event.
We'll see Husky
Not-
Harris debut on SmackDown to step to the head of the table
And-
before we see Bray
yes.
Wyatt come back.
All right, and not the main event, not Duke Davis and Gannon Jones, but main event, the show, the WWE main event show, which you can watch on Hulu, or you can find certain matches on DailyMotion.com if you so choose. So Matt, you brought this series of matches up to me in the Discord. By the way, there's a Wrestling Mayhem Show Discord. It is open to all. I believe we have a link in the group. We should advertise it more. I should put it on the site. That'd be great too. But anyways, Matt, tell me about this discovery.
Well, I don't know if you caught some of this, but Ali and Ricochet started going back and forth on their social medias about how they're gonna get it on main event, and I'm like, oh, you guys are sweet. You're trying to hype your match, but they're going out of their way. It looked like Ali got his video guy to help him out, making some very atmospheric promos.
Mm-hmm.
They were nice. So so 2 weeks ago on main event, it begins, and we get Ali versus Ricochet. Sorgi, this match was just 5 minutes, 5 minutes and change, but it was. But I have to tell you something. When I watched the first match, and I saw Ricochet, and I'm going to give Ricochet the benefit of the doubt that this was an incredible performance choice by him. But I saw Ricochet coming to the ring for this first match against Ali on main event, and I was like, Ricochet just looks dead in the eyes. Like, he looks just like he doesn't care. And they have their match. I'm not going to go overboard. The first match is okay. All right. Ali cheats to win, foot on the ropes. After he has unfastened his boots to trick Ricochet. So a little Eddie Guerrero sprinkled in there too for you.
So
But yeah.
a little trickochet.
Yeah, a little tricky on the Ricky, and Ali gets the win with the foot on the ropes. Like I said, a well-performed match, but nothing that was like eye-popping, incredible things. Like I said, Ricochet looked like he wanted to be anywhere else, to me, okay? Advance 1 week to this next match on main event. Ricochet comes out, looks like a different person, looks, like he's got a little bit of a twinkle again, gets in the ring, working more aggressively. Just everything about Ricochet looks better. I'm like, Ricochet. Now, I like I said, I'm giving Ricochet the benefit here. I'm going to say, you know what? He was playing it. I don't want to be here the week before. Came back the following week after Ali cheated to win. And now Ricochet is out to get it. Sorgi, they were pulling out. There are 2 or 3 spots during this match that I cannot recall ever seeing attempted before in other matches. Just stuff I had never seen before. The peak of this is Ricky decides he's going to do a shooting star cross body off the top rope to Ali in the ring. Beautifully executed. And then the end of the match comes. Ali decides he's going to try the foot on the rope trick again.
Mm-hmm.
Only this time Ricky is ready. Ricky reverses. And wouldn't you know, Ricky grabs the bottom rope and gets the pin. He cheats to win on Ali. So interesting.
It's good. I'm hoping there's a third one this week.
Yeah, they're both like 5 minutes and change, so worth checking out.
Yep.
The second one is really is a blast.
And I gotta say, hey, local indie news just broke an hour ago, or 2 hours ago, I guess. Rise Wrestling is returning on June 19th.
Ooh.
Yes.
So with champion Ziggy Heim, right?
Ideally with the champion Ziggy Heim. I haven't seen any other news other than that they were fighting it. So hopefully all your questions will be answered on June 19th.
It better be.
So there you go.
Will Commander Sterling be beaming in to try to pry it from her cold, dead hands, Sorg? cat fly by.
Hopefully.
Now there's a cat butt. Hi, cat butt. Hi. You're on the internet. Pay attention. No? All right, cool. Good talk.
Awesome. Well, on that note, I think we need to wrap here because I got to fix whatever happened to the show earlier today. So, which, if you're listening on the podcast, you have no idea anything happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. No.
By the way, did either of you watch The Bad Batch?
I did.
Not yet.
Okay.
I did. I am happy to have more Clone Wars. I'm not over the moon on it, but this is like, oh, cool, Clone Wars. I'm good. I'm good.
I like it. I have theories.
I appreciate it. So I am liking. I did like the little kind of connection with Rebels, though.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, good. That's okay. This is why he's all okay.
A former Raw writer showing up.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Freddie Prinze. Well, he was as a kid, though, right?
Yeah.
Was it still him, though? Like playing his own kid version of it?
It is.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's cool then. I forgot he was that. All right. On that point, yeah. So, yes.
So, a needle pulling thread.
Sorry. Mad Mike 483 on the Twitters.
Yeah, I tweet about stuff and things, and the Batusi. I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
And Mainstream Matt on the Twitters.
Thank you very much, Sorg. Check out Just Pro Wrestling News wherever you get your podcasts. 5 minutes or less will catch you up on the biggest stories in professional wrestling, so you don't have to watch Raw.
Oh, and one thing. If you need a break during lunchtime tomorrow, if you're working from home like I am, the boys on Up, Up, Down, Down will be playing Super Mario Party.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's going to be
with that new
fun.
online update.
The party plays
the Mario
Party.
We will have the voice of both Revenge Wrestling and Prospect Pro Wrestling, Ted Howell, on the show tomorrow. So looking forward to that.
Is that a first-time guest?
That is a first-time guest.
Oh.
I don't know how much he's aware of what we do on the show. He does also, I do believe he works in radio. So, Matt, you're going to have to be on the show tomorrow.
Why?
So we have a double mainstream. Mainstream Matt and Mainstream Ted.
I've been warned to never cross the mainstreams.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure it's the best idea.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, he is the in-ring announcer on Prospect Pro Wrestling, and he's been doing commentary along with Marcus Mann, I believe, up in Revenge Pro in Erie when they were running, obviously up until this past year. Yeah. So looking forward to that. So we'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.